Cosmic Warriors, and welcome back to another video. Okay, so in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the beauty, relationships, envy and seduction for those of you who have Venus in the 10th house within your natal birth chart, so stay tuned. However, before we do dive into today's video, certainly make sure that you give this video a like if you do like it. Also, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, and to, of course, click that little bell icon so that you can keep yourself updated with further content from myself. And one more quick thing to mention, and that is that I have a merchandise store along with some practical ebooks available. So you can go to the links in the description box below if you are interested. Right, so with all of those introductions out of the way, Venus in the 10th house, let's do this. Now, first and foremost, when it comes to Venus, make sure that you're looking at your Libra house along with your Taurus house, because both of these signs, they are ruled by Venus within astrology, and so they can give you more information. Though, if you do have Venus in the 10th house, then what this suggests is that you are someone who is drawn towards a position of status and recognition that involves beauty, art, negotiation, cooperation, and being liked by others. In fact, it is suggested that you are seen as supportive and kind and courteous in front of members of the general public. And likewise, your bosses and your managers, they may look at you as a team player, as someone who is committed and dedicated to your role, especially given that you offer and bring so much to the table. So you might go out of your way to please your manager, for example, by staying longer hours, or by taking on certain responsibilities that others shy away from. Or you might turn on your charm, leading to potential promotions or working up the corporate ladder. Now, with that being said, also make sure you're considering the sign Venus is in, along with aspects, respectfully, because these things are going to add to the bigger picture. But essentially, I think you're someone who will rise to the occasion within professional settings. And there's this type of social image that you must uphold as well. So being respected for your position, for example, or being seen as someone who is gifted and talented at what you do. And to be honest, when it comes to the whole you're only a number thing, when it comes to organizations and companies and jobs that we work in, this is something that might not sit well with you. This type of attitude might not sit well with you. And so if at any time the company or organization you work for does not respect you, you might turn around and say something like, no, I deserve so much better than this. Then again, perhaps for others of you, you endure such things due to reasons like gaining experience before you move on, or staying in a position because it pays well, or even fearing what will happen if you leave a particular position because you want to feel stable and secure. Perhaps such things are tied in with your self-worth, or maybe you are someone who has your head really screwed on when it comes to your professional life, and so you will strategize and you will plan things out a lot more carefully. Again, though, this is also where the sign and aspects come into play, but I do think there's plenty of desire and thought that goes into your public position and reputation. Though following on from this point, Maybe your reputation means a great deal to you, Venus in the 10th house individuals. And so it's important that you keep a positive and beneficial reputation. Then again, perhaps for some of you, any publicity is good publicity, and so you're more likely to shrug off any pieces of information or media or gossip that paint you in a not so nice light. And in more serious cases, perhaps there's some of you who have battled with hate and with people trying to bring you down publicly. In fact, there's a suggestion here of rivalry and jealousy and envy coming into the equation. So this could be somebody being envious of your successes and of your accomplishments, for example, and so they put so much energy into having what you have. Perhaps certain individuals, they become possessive of you, or they try to be like you, or maybe they hang out with you because of what you can give, because of what you can provide, and so they are wanting to gain from you. Or this could go the other way, where you become envious of others, and so you partake in petty dramas with other people. Heck, these dramas could be out there in the open for all to see, out there in the public eye. Or maybe you start competing for recognition, you start competing for success. And if you notice someone striving for a certain thing that you want to own, for example, maybe you subtly and elegantly strive to own such a thing yourself. But the thing about this is that you still want to be liked by others, so it may not be so obvious to others that you're aiming to be more successful or more rich or more famous, etc. You'll probably be poised and harmonious and careful along the way. Though to be fair, this may not be the case if your Venus is in a fire sign. But I digress. When it comes to you, Venus in the 10th house individuals, there can be this thing where you seek to be the fairest of them all in front of the public, to be the most beautiful and successful and the most wealthy of them all when it comes to your success and when it comes to your career. Now, there's nothing wrong with a little healthy competition, but I think if it starts to become catty, mean, cruel, best to step back and reassess your intentions and your behaviors. Though, like I said, perhaps this more so pertains to others acting this way towards you. Or it could be that with maturity and age that you come to learn how to manage these types of things. Or maybe it's that it's these types of things that are more connected with lifelong lessons for you. Furthermore, it could be suggested that you're attracted to a partner who is successful or who is career focused, someone who is highly driven. Or perhaps you're attracted to a partner who has good values, someone who cleans up well and who is loving and kind to you and towards others. Or someone who is well established or who has built something. They have something basically to really show for their hard work and for their dedication. In fact, I think you are drawn towards a partner who shows dedication and loyalty and respect towards you when you're in a relationship, Venus in the 10th house individuals. And especially for those of you who are more secure within yourselves, you're less likely to tolerate any degrading or nasty behaviors from a partner. After all, it's you who most likely sees a partnership that is long-lasting, a partnership that has a purpose. And you also seek after a relationship where your significant other has something going on. They show drive and responsibility, and they have a good reputation themselves. Though on the other hand, perhaps there's times when you push on your partner to achieve more or to do better or to commit to themselves or to follow through with certain projects they're working on. You might actually act as a parental figure towards your partner or vice versa. but yet maybe this is something you don't particularly like or enjoy. And if not addressed and resolved, such situations may lead to bitterness and resentment and so on. But again, I do think that with maturity and age, you do learn to deal with these types of things. Though still, I do think you are attracted to a partner of whom you can build a life with. And if this involves marriage or buying a house or having a family, whatever you desire really, then so be it. Now, on the other hand, it could go a different way for some of you, such as you being somewhat married to your profession or to your purpose. Maybe you're someone with Venus in the 10th house who has worked for as long as you had the opportunity to do so. And so there's much dedication here involved when it comes to your career. Or maybe you're someone with Venus in the 10th house who has a talent or a gift that you've been refining for years and years and years. And so much of your focus is on becoming an expert within a particular field. There's a desire to master a skill or a talent that you have. And so with both of these scenarios, perhaps you simply do not have time for a committed or a long-term relationship. Or perhaps such a thing simply comes during a later stage in your life. Though on the flip side, maybe you eventually meet someone who is amazing and wonderful for you, they're the perfect match, and you think, what have I been doing all of this time? There I was thinking my purpose was connected with money and wealth and with fame or with having all the recognition from the public, but after meeting you, I don't feel that way. Or after meeting you, I want to change things. So as you can see, it can play out in many different ways, but even just looking at some potential professional paths, well, perhaps your profession is associated with massage, with music, with art, fashion, beauty, modeling, dancing, or maybe it's associated with building, farming, investing, or with finances or diplomacy or law. But no matter what your profession is, as an individual, there's this desire to accumulate wealth and security and resources through your profession. And there's a desire to seek pleasure and enjoyment from your profession as well. There also may be a seductive quality to your profession and or public position here. And this could be presented through your social media or through your online presence specifically. In fact, it could be suggested that you just naturally give off an enticing and alluring look in front of others, or you might come across as cute and as friendly and sweet, or as beautiful, or as handsome, or as someone who is hot. And you may get plenty of attention from others in general. Though to be fair, perhaps for some of you, it's the items and materials and decor that you share online that grabs people's attention. Maybe you get a lot of pleasure and enjoyment from doing hauls or from showcasing your interior designs. Or for others of you, you're big into showing off your relationships in front of the public, such as taking plenty of pictures with your significant other or checking in at your favorite restaurant with some friends. And so in this respect, perhaps there's a desire to present your relationships to the world. And even if or when you have children, perhaps they will also be shown due to your love and admiration for them. With that being said, when it comes to your parental relationships, Venus in the 10th house individuals, it could be suggested that you experienced a pretty loving relationship with one or with both of your parents. Maybe a parental figure really built you up and encouraged you and showed you appreciation, or maybe you viewed such a person as hardworking, and so you felt called to do the same into your adulthood. Maybe there is or was a part of you that wants or wanted to achieve due to a parental figure being an achiever themselves. Now, of course, these situations can be associated with an elder or with an authority of some kind, such as a grandparent or an uncle or a teacher. But there does seem to be something significant about somebody older and more mature in your life, building you up and wanting you to succeed. Venus in the 10th house individuals. However, with that being said, perhaps for some of you, you felt a rivalry from or towards an older person. Maybe you felt jealousy or envy coming from them towards you, or vice versa. Or maybe such an individual would act petty towards you, or they would be passive aggressive as they would make little jabs at you. Again, this is why it's good to consider the sign Venus is in along with aspects. But if this was or is the case, maybe such experiences, they follow you into adulthood and they impact your relationships, especially relationships with members of authority, such as managers and bosses, etc. And I suppose this is an important thing to note before we end this video today. So this notion of how your previous relationships impact your self-worth and your long-term goals. So for example, maybe you experience imposter syndrome where you think you aren't good enough for a certain job or for a particular salary or for a certain position or path. Or maybe there's this tendency with you of using your public image as a way to mask any insecurities you have. Then again, maybe there's some of you, or there's times when you overcompensate for things that you lack. And so if any of these things resonate, maybe it's a good idea to address such things for your own benefit. And maybe also it's these things that, again, they come along due to these lifelong lessons and due to maturity. Ultimately though, I do think Venus in the 10th house individuals, you are such charming and stylish and kind people when in the public eye. You contribute and you are great team players, and no matter what the profession or purpose, you are going to glow. Okay then, Cosmic Warriors, so that concludes my video all about the beauty, relationships, envy and seduction of those of you who have Venus in the 10th house within your natal birth chart. Now, if you do happen to have Venus in the 10th house, then please let us know what you thought of the video in the comment section down below. It would be great to receive your feedback. But with all of that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from myself and you have not yet subscribed, then make sure that you click that subscribe button, and also make sure that you give this video a like, remember, if you liked it today. And I will be back with another video very, very soon. Bye!